All right, so tonight I'm gonna tackle this project because even though I still have some zinnias that are blooming-ish, I mean, like this one still looks good. They're really starting to like fizzle out. I don't know, it's a hard call because I still have little buds on here on some of them. But if you look further down in here, like it just doesn't look good. I'm just, you know, they're just really tired. They've got powdery mildew. They're kind of rotting from the bottom up. And then these are the snapdragons. And same thing, I'm getting some new blooms or budding, but then some of them are like that one there is just kind of like, it's like kind of just rotting. And that's just because we have so much moisture here in the part of Oregon, Willamette Valley, Oregon that I live in. So I don't know that these are going to do much more as far as re-blooming. And if they do, I mean, I don't know that the blooms, so like here's another one. It's like they kind of, the blooms come up and then they just kind of, I don't know, they're just kind of withering. They're just kind of done. And now that I'm looking closely, I think they've got some aphids. So this is the bed I'm going to clean out tonight. I'm going to try to salvage any of the flowers that are still looking decent and put them in a little vase. And then the rest is going to go away. And then I got some new plants that are going to replace them. So I'll show you those in a minute. This bed here has all bulbs in it. So it looks kind of boring right now, but it does have, it's going to have beautiful spring color. This one's going to get cleaned up. And then this one still has the salvia that's just like kind of overgrown, but the pollinators, I figure I'm kind of leaving it for the pollinators right now because they are getting, you know, sparse with things to eat. And then under here, I had underplanted it. I just cut these back because the one thing about, so these are coneflower, but the thing is they weren't getting enough sun, and you can see they just kind of started to mildew and mold. So the plants themselves are still okay. I mean, what I'm gonna do is I cut off all the blooms because they were really mushy and moldy. And I'm gonna dig up the coneflowers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coneflowers, and those are perennial. So I'm gonna dig those up and put them someplace else in my yard. This Gomphrena, it's been such a good little plant. I'm really happy with how well it's done. Some of the blooms are starting to, you know, get a little, you know, mushy or whatever, but mostly it's looking really good. I had one that I transplanted here that didn't make it, but the rest of them still look really happy. And then I think for now, I'm gonna leave the salvia, and then I might just underplant them with maybe some pansies, or I might just leave the salvia and the Gomphrena for now and maybe do this bed at a different time. But I'm definitely going to address this one because I feel like this is the one that just really needs to get tidied up and cleaned up for the fall and the winter. This bed I did clean up last night. It still had a few, kind of the same thing. It had a few zinnias that were kind of done. So I cleaned that up. My elephant ear is still looking really, really good. It's, you know, starting to fade, but I'm just trimming the leaves as they die off. And then this bed here, I'm kind of clipping things back as we go. So like last night, I clipped back all of the Shasta daisies here. I still got this one in a pot. This is a wave petunia, and it's just still kicking it. It's still doing its thing. So obviously we haven't had any frost yet. This one's still going too, this hanging basket. But powdery mildew's really taken over my dahlias, these 2 dahlias, but I'm still getting blooms, so I'm gonna leave them for a little while longer because I still have a lot of buds on them. But I'm kind of clipping things as I go. But yeah, I'm just gonna clean up that one bed tonight, and let me show you the plants I got for it. So just a quick update on my garden beds. Check out my broccoli. It's looking awesome. It's growing. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, this is my cauliflower. And then these are my garlic. So one of the Shandong, the garlic, is already sprouted. Now I read that that's actually okay, and that basically they'll just go dormant when it gets colder. I did pull out all the pumpkins, and I'll show you what I was able to harvest, my last harvest of pumpkins. And then over here is my broccoli. And I have a couple little onions that are, I think I must have planted probably last fall around this time, that have popped up. So I didn't plant those, they just kind of volunteered themselves. But the broccoli's looking really good. You know, I think I've had a little bit of like nibblies on there. Like there's a couple leaves that are a little nibbled, but overall it's looking really, really good. So I'm excited for that. Over here is the new plants I got. You can tell I've had a bad day when I bring this home, because when I want to cheer myself up, I'll tell you what I do. I buy myself some plants. So I've got some different kinds of foliage here. I've got some ferns. I've got some Dusty Miller, some sweet little violas, and a couple cabbage. So kind of going with those purples and greens. So this is what I'm gonna get planted up in that Vego garden bed as soon as I get it cleaned up. So let's go ahead and get to it. Here she is, all cleaned out, and I realized how many stakes I had in there, which tells me I need a better staking system for zinnias next year if I'm going to do zinnias again. And now the salvia looks like really out of place because it's so tall, and then like I've got short stuff, and then I'm going to have more short stuff. I don't know, it's so pretty. I have such a hard time, like I don't know if I'm ready to let it go. And I feel like the pollinators still need it. So I guess it'll be okay. A few more weeks and it'll probably turn to mush and I'll pull it out. But I'm ready to get something fresh in this garden bed tonight. So I'm gonna work on layout, and my husband just did the weed eating. So obviously I need to clean off the Vego garden beds because they're all yucky. So I'll do that last when I water everybody in. By the way, I did try to dry some of the salvia. So I cut it, I cut like a bunch of it, and I hung it upside down to dry to see if it would save the color or if it would be good for like wreath making or anything. And it's really not. The color got really brown and yucky, and it's just not very pretty dried. So that was kind of unfortunate. So anyway, all right, let's get going on this one. Excited. Right. Sorry about the low light. Hopefully it's not making that big of an impact, but it is like evening here. So here's what I've got laid out so far, and I absolutely love it. Just to take you through some of the plants, I know that the mums, these purple mums, are gonna be done soon. I just really couldn't resist the color. So I put those kind of in the back, knowing that once they're done, I can pull them out of there. The star of the show is right here, and it's blooming, and it's a Heuchera City Rio. And it is just gorgeous and blooming. And then I've got two different ferns. This one is a Lady in Red fern. And then I have, sorry if I'm moving the camera too fast here, people, sorry about that. This is a robust male fern. So two different ferns. And then these are silver gray kalanchi. I think it's a succulent, so I don't know how it's gonna do. I just really loved the silver foliage of it. It kind of reminded me of the Dusty Miller. So I'm gonna give it a shot. It might not make it in the cold for very long. And of course the cabbage in the front is looking really pretty. So I think it's gonna be really pretty. I think it's gonna fill this bed nicely. And I'm still looking over here at this other bed, wondering if I should, I don't know, do something different there, but maybe that's for the next video. I'm gonna try to get these planted up tonight. So here we go. Goodness. Wow. You are dirty. You are dirty. All right, Yardners, here is the end result, and I am so happy. It is beautiful. It brings me so much joy to see something fresh in this bed. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I still need to clean up the grass and I need to water everybody in, but I just wanted to show you. Now I have to say it's not maybe completely symmetrical because I only had 3 of the purple mums, so if I can get one more, maybe if I go to the garden center tomorrow I can get one more, because now it's bugging me. Is it bugging you? Now that I printed it out. Anyway, and then like, so it's not like totally symmetrical, but you know what? That's okay. When you see it overall, it still is beautiful. Well, the sun is officially going down, so I am officially out of time. But I hope you enjoyed watching this transformation. I know that I feel so good when I can pull out something old and replace it with something fresh. It just feels really good to do that in my yard. I hope that you're able to go get in your yard tonight. It's a fun place to be. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you like the video. Bye.